Hey guys, welcome back today to another video. Apologies I've not posted since the video I posted with Simon last weekend. Thank you to everybody who's come over from Simon's channel. Thank you to Simon. And I've actually got another video that I recorded with Simon, the Wonder Goals and Wonder Saves episode. That is going to be coming out soon. And as well as that, I've also got a few other collabs I've done with AJ3 as well that you guys will be seeing. But today, we're going to be taking a look at potential Chelsea transfers for FIFA 17. If you're wondering a little bit about where I'm sat right now, I'm actually in the Hilton Hotel in Anaheim in Los Angeles. I'm here for VidCon. I'm daily vlogging, as always. Links down in the description below. But anyway, there's a few transfers here that will not happen, but the gossip around them has been pretty high, so I should pretty much cover it and give you my opinion on whether or not I think it's going to happen, whether I want it to happen, and well, most of them we probably won't see, but we may see some of them in FIFA 17. So the first one is a Chelsea player that I've actually happened to meet, and for some reason, Barcelona have been linked with Azpilicueta. Now I say for some reason, that isn't me trying to say that I don't think Azpilicueta is good enough for Barcelona. They've got Jordi Alba, who is without doubt in my opinion, one of, if not the best left backs in world football. Why would they need Azpilicueta? More to the point, why would Azpilicueta leave Chelsea to be a second string defender at Barcelona when he's one of our best defenders already at the club? I don't think this is going to happen. I've heard things about it, but hopefully Cesar doesn't go. Right, the second player we're going to take a look at is Bonucci. Of course, Antonio Conte, who's currently the Italy manager, is going to be taking over at Chelsea after the Euros. And Italy are looking pretty good so far. They're into the last 16 at the time of me recording this. And Bonucci's one of the players that apparently Conte wants to bring over from Serie A. I think he'd be a fantastic signing for Chelsea. He's a very good centre-back. Obviously there was a lot of problems in the defensive areas last season for Chelsea. Bonucci would be a great player. I'd like to see it happen. I think there's probably a chance that it could happen. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, I just love the chairs where you just go and it leans back with you. That's cool. Alright, so the next player we're going to take a look at is another player from Serie A, and a player that Chelsea have apparently been chasing for quite a long time, and that is Gonzalo Higway. Absolutely brilliant striker. We've given him an 88 rated Chelsea card here. Whether or not this is going to happen, I do not know. I think there's definitely potential that he could move to the Premier League. Whether or not Chelsea will be at the forefront of that, we'll have to wait and see. I think he's a wonderful striker. He's got a proven track record everywhere he's been for scoring goals. And well, again, he's another player from Serie A. Conte is clearly going to be looking to bring in players from the Serie A. I think this could happen. I don't know, I don't want to say anything because it just won't happen and we'll be let down and we'll end up with, I don't know, we'll move on. Obviously, jokes aside about last season, Chelsea were absolutely dreadful, and arguably, this man was the best player in the entire Premier League last season. He's now playing Champions League football at Leicester. He's coveted by some of Europe's top clubs. Why would Conte go to Chelsea? Well, out of all of the players that have apparently been linked with Chelsea this summer, this is one of the rumours that I've heard the most. Conte to Chelsea, even though obviously we're not playing Champions League football, Chelsea, no matter what you guys may say, we're still a big club, and it is still a club that players are going to want to go to. Obviously that Champions League football aspect isn't there, that's not quite the pull for this season, but Conte to Chelsea, I think obviously he's definitely going to get an upgrade on his FIFA 16 card for FIFA 17. I really hope this happens. I watched him play in the game against Romania in France at the Euros. He was the best player on the pitch. He was absolutely magnificent. Well, Payet was also very, very good. But Conte was a boss. He bossed the entire last season. But I've heard a lot of rumours. I'd love it to happen. What do you guys think? Okay, now this transfer is one that I really do not want to happen. Lukaku back to Chelsea. The reason I don't want it to happen is not because I think Lukaku's a bad footballer. I think he's still obviously very young, he's still got a lot to learn, he could be incredible, and he already is very good. He had a great season last year in the Premier League. In terms of Belgium at the Euros, he didn't play very well in the first game, but he's got a couple of goals under his belt now. However, out of principle, because we sold the guy to Everton, the sort of fee that we're looking at is going to be like 60 million plus to buy him back. For me, it just summarises how poor the Chelsea board is, that we'd actually sell this player, decide that we've made a mistake, and then go and spend like 3 times as much to bring him back. I don't want this to happen. I'd much rather have Higuain, or maybe another striker that we're going to look at in the moment. But again, there's a lot of talk about this. Is it going to happen? Jose Mourinho is now the manager of Manchester United. A lot of people have asked me to make a video on that. I'll just let you guys know that I am a little bit distraught, but after seeing Conte's celebrations for Italy at the Euros, that's the sort of passionate man I want to take over the club again now that we've lost Mourinho and he's going to be managing United. So obviously some of Chelsea's better players are going to be linked with Manchester United and reuniting with Jose Mourinho. Got a little bit of a sore throat, guys, by the way. Apologies for that. But anyway, Matic. He was arguably one of our best players when we won the title the season before last. Last season, possibly one of the biggest declining players. Obviously, I think Hazard was the obvious one. But Matic's form was just so poor compared to the previous season as well, that a lot of people have put the blame on him for Chelsea's poor season. Now, obviously, I think the player is still very talented. He's still not very old. And I think Mourinho is a massive admirer of Matic. So I think that maybe this transfer could happen. The only thing is, Chelsea, they're probably going to be reluctant to sell to Manchester United. Obviously, they know that now United have got Mourinho, they're going to be fighting right at the top again, as opposed to Louis van Gaal, who was never really going to get them anywhere. We're looking at another striker. We're looking at Alvaro Morata from Juventus to Chelsea. Now, I think the chances are Morata is going to go back to Real Madrid. I believe they've got actually a buyback clause on him. And I think that would be the player's preferred move, to go back to Real Madrid. But he's a quality player. You've been watching him play for Spain at the Euros. They're looking pretty good despite losing to Croatia. I think Spain are going to go all the way. So I think Morata's going to go back to Real Madrid. But I'd love to see him in a Chelsea shirt. And I think he'd tear up the Premier League. 3 more players to go. We're at the business end of the video. This player has been absolutely incredible for Belgium, and that is Nainggolan. He scored a wonderful goal, which was actually assisted by Eden Hazard. Maybe that could be a little bit of an omen. Chelsea have been strongly linked with him. I think this transfer is very, very likely. But yeah, I think this transfer could happen. I think it's very likely. Conte's a big admirer of him. And well, he's been brilliant in Serie A, and it's just whether or not Roma are going to sell him. So this transfer could link in quite nicely to the final transfer of the video. You guys have probably seen in the thumbnail. You can probably guess what it's going to be. Oscar to Juventus. Now, obviously, I like Oscar. I've interviewed the guy, had a great time with him, but I feel as though he's losing touch a little bit at Chelsea. I feel as though now his place in the team isn't secure. He probably expects to start on the bench because his form hasn't been very good. He's a young player with an undoubted amount of talent, and I think Juventus have been long-term admirers of him, and that puts us straight into the final player, which is Pogba to Chelsea. Now, everyone laughs at me when I talk about this. Everyone's like, Pogba would never go to a small club like Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea aren't a small club. We had a bad season, but again, we're still going to be able to attract the big names. Whether or not Pogba would choose us, I don't think he would. I don't think Pogba is going to come to Chelsea. I think it's more likely that he'd go to Real Madrid or a Barcelona, or he could just stay at Juventus because they're not exactly a bad football club. But anyway, a lot of talk has been said about Chelsea's admiration for Pogba. Pogba, whether or not he'd be keen for the move, I do not know, but this could be the breakthrough transfer for FIFA 17 if Chelsea manage to get hold of Pogba. Don't think it's going to happen. I'll probably give it like a 3 out of 10 chance of happening, maybe even 2. But yeah, regardless of what happens, it is going to be exciting when Conte comes after the Euros to manage Chelsea. I think we're going to have to make a lot of signings if we want to get back towards the top of the table. And yeah, I didn't really want to do a summary video because all of the videos of me going to Chelsea this season have been me complaining about how bad we are, so it's probably not even worth it. But I thought I'd do a FIFA 17 transfers video just to have a look at some of the players we could be seeing in a Chelsea shirt and in your BPL squads for next season. But anyway, I'll catch you all later. If you want to watch the vlogs of me here in LA, I'm currently at VidCon. You guys should check the link in the description down below. I do daily vlogs and we're almost at 200,000 subscribers. So little plug to you guys from me to try and get me there quicker. But anyway, I'll see you all later. Bye.